Can we improve focus? How does it work? Can we improve focus? So I'm going to use the work of another psychologist. His name is Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Don't try to write down the name. It's a very complicated, long name. You need a lot of focus to write down the name. But the book is very nice. Those who can, you can read the book. It's called Flow, F-L-O-W, Flow. It was written many years ago. It's a classic book. Come sit. There are chairs here. Come sit. He says, the most important thing in life, the best experiences in life are when there is focus. When are you most happy? When you are focused. When you're continuously devoting attention to something, then you're most happy. When are you not happy? When you try to listen to something, then look at something else, then think of something else, come back to the first thing again. When you're continuously distracted, at the end of a period of distraction, you don't feel good. At the end of a period of focus, you feel good. So he calls it flow. The main takeaway from that, I will just tell you 2 points, and then we will go further. What is the finding of this person, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi? The takeaway from that book. If you don't want to read the book, he has given TED Talks also. So if you want to look at the TED Talk, 15, 16 minutes, that much one can focus. So you can get the basic idea. So 2 points. First point, our capacity to process information is limited. And he uses the language of information technology. He says, consciously, deliberately, we can process information. Process information means pay attention and understand what's going on. He says that we can do up to 120 bits per second. Like in computer science, we have bits as a unit of information. So human beings, consciously, if you are alert, you're trying to pay attention, you can take in information, consciously process 120 bits per second. Now that seems like a lot, but it isn't. It's very little actually. And he says it takes about 60 bits per second to listen to my voice, for example. If you're listening to a person and trying to understand what he or she is saying, in that case, you're using up about half of your capacity. That's why if two people talk to you, if two people talk to you at the same time, you find it very difficult. You get, it's a tense situation. If you try to understand two people talking to you, very difficult, because it's exceeding your capacity. If 3 people start talking to you, it's impossible. You can't hear. You can't understand anything at all. Why? It goes beyond your capacity to understand. Why? Because if it takes 60 bits per second for one person to process the information from one person, imagine, 2 persons, 120 bits. 3 persons, you don't have the capacity. And it's not that out of 120 bits per second, we can give the entire 100% to a subject, to something you want to focus on. Because a little bit of it is always there for your own bodily awareness. That I am here, I am breathing, I am a person. Some kind of background awareness is always there. So a little bit is taken away. What is focus? According to Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, out of that 120 bits per second, how much can you pour into your object of focus? Suppose I'm reading a book or working on a math problem. Out of that 120 bits per second, how much can I focus on? How much can I devote to that? 80, 90 bits per second, maybe 100 bits per second, and hold it there. For a few seconds, anybody can focus. But to hold the focus for a time being, then that is really concentration or focus. Is that idea clear? Suppose I don't give most of my cognitive capacity to that object of focus. What will happen is, suppose I'm giving maybe only 40 bits per second to that object. Then what is the remaining over? 80 bits per second or something is remaining over, excess capacity, surplus, extra. That will keep on distracting you. Little bit of attention I'm paying, my mind is mostly free. What will happen is thoughts will come in my mind, desires will come in my mind, something from outside, phone or something will come in my attention, and the whole mind will go away elsewhere. So in order to focus, we must use as much of the mind as possible for one task, one thing at a time. How to do that? There also, this Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, he has made in that book Flow, he has said, I have studied all the literature of the world, ancient and modern, on concentration, power of focus. And he says one of the best books I have come across, in that book he says, is the Indian Patanjali Yoga Sutras, the ancient Indian manual of meditation, how to meditate. But then he gives his finding. How do you focus then? And he says, this focus, which he calls flow, continuous focus. He says, Many of us know this. How many of you play a musical instrument, tabla or guitar or something, or any musical instrument? Few of you. How many of you sing? You're a trained singer. Yeah. Okay, good. Dance, classical dance. Yes, some of you, few of you. He says, how many of you play like tennis, badminton, cricket or something? Many of you play. So those who play either sports or you play a musical instrument or you sing or you perform you're trained in dance. That means a trained dancer, not just dancing like that. All of you will know, if you're trained to do any one of these things, you all have experienced sometimes flow. When you're playing tabla or guitar and you know it's going very well, you feel it. Not always. Sometimes it's not as good as you want it to be. You're trying but making small mistakes. Only maybe you can see, others cannot notice. But when it goes well, some of you are nodding. Yes, you have seen that feeling. You feel that it's going really well. Even if it's for 1 or 2 minutes only, it's going really well. And that happens in singing, in playing musical instruments. That happens in games, in sports. That happens in so this I saw that this happens also in every occupation. It happens in study, especially it happens in research, sometimes. But it also happens, he says, a nurse in a hospital, any kind of occupation, you may get flow. How? So how to attain this concentration? Here is the secret. He said that this flow, focus, has these two aspects. One is your ability, your skill, and other one is the challenge. Skill and challenge. How many of you have learned x-axis, y-axis, mathematics? How many of you? In mathematics, like the Cartesian coordinates? Yeah. So think of it, in the x-axis is your skill, your ability, your capacity. And y-axis, challenge, difficulty. Now if difficulty and capacity are not matched, something is very difficult and your capacity is not up to it, what will happen is you will feel tension, you will feel anxiety, fear. For example, you want to learn, so Mihai Csikszentmihalyi gives the example of tennis. You want to learn how to play tennis and you don't know. So the first time when you go to learn, it will be very difficult for you to even return a serve. Somebody serves it, you have to work really hard, running around, you keep missing. So returning a serve itself is a challenge. So your capacity is low, your skill is low, challenge is high. As you keep on trying, then returning a serve becomes easy. Now your capacity has increased and the challenge, it has matched. When capacity and challenge, your ability and challenge are matched, you get flow. Every serve you are able to return, but you have to be very alert, you have to work hard. After some time what will happen? Your ability increases, your skill increases. If the challenge remains the same, only you have to return a serve, what will you feel? What will you feel? Bored. Yes, absolutely, he says that. Bored. You will feel bored. I know this. Then next you must increase the challenge. Now I want to play a game. I want to play a game. I want an opponent, another player. So that player will play with me. Now my challenge is increased. It is equal to my capacity. Again I will get flow. Then you have become a good player. Ordinary opponent will not do for you. You need like a champion, like a award winner or prize winner, really good player. Then your challenge will be higher and your skill will match the challenge, you will get flow. So, it is here summing up your ability and the challenge. If ability is low, challenge is high, you will get anxiety, fear, uneasiness. Those who play a music instrument or you sing, you have learned. Now suppose you're put on a stage. Come here and perform. All parents are there, uncles and aunties are there, all your friends are looking at you, you feel uneasy. You feel tension. Why? First time on the stage, I have not performed earlier. What will happen if I make a mistake? Everybody will laugh at me. You feel tension, uneasiness. Why? The ability is not up to the challenge. But as you perform on the stage, once, twice, thrice, then what happens? You're relaxed. You know you can do it. You get the flow. When your abilities increase further, you get bored. You need more challenge. 10 people, okay. 10,000 audience, now the challenge is higher. So, this is the key idea he gives. For you to have focus, make sure whatever you are doing, the challenge and your ability are equal. So I'm studying a book. I don't understand. Challenge is too high, my ability is too low. then what should you do? Break down that challenge into smaller, easier pieces. I don't understand. Okay, what you don't understand? The whole page? Everything? No. Here. So what are the things you understand? Then isolate the one you don't understand and work on that. Then your challenge and skill will be equal. After some time you find you're studying this, you're boring, you're finding it boring. Boring means what? Your ability is higher than the challenge. Then make it more challenging. How do you make it more challenging? Suppose I'm reading a book. There's something called active reading. Active reading. Active reading means not just open the book and read. What will happen is I'm looking at the book, half an hour I'm looking at the book, my mind has gone everywhere except the book. Many people say that. So active reading is when you read, you underline, you write notes on the side, you review it. There are many strategies. There's something called SQ3R. SQ3, some of you know about it. So this is one strategy for studying, SQ3R, but it's active studying actually, active reading. What is SQ3R? S means survey, survey. Q means question, question. 3R, R means read, recite, review. Read, recite, review. Read it. First read it, underline, actively reading it, not looking at it, thinking something else. Then recite. Recite means not memorize. Just in my own words, how much do I remember of the last one page I read? What we do is we go on reading and then stop, finished. But that's not a good way of studying. You read a little bit and you stop and then you recall, at least say to yourself, even mentally, what are the main points of what I read? And when we do that, we'll see that something will be there, something will have dropped out. So you review that. And positive psychologists have said, those who have studied attention and memory, they've said this trying to recall and reviewing the material is a powerful way of remembering. Just reading it, even with focus, that's not enough. Read it with focus and try to recall it. They say the different parts of the brain are activated when you try to recall. And different parts of the brain are activated when you go over material which you have already gone over. So 3 things. Survey. Before you start reading, when you go to a new city, Singapore, what do you do? Google Maps. What is where you see? Like that, before you go into a chapter on a book, quickly go through the chapter, 1 minute. So good, I can finish in 1 minute? No, it's just the beginning. In 1 minute, look through the chapter. The headings, subheadings, diagrams, main points. Nowadays textbooks are so nice and colorful. I wish we had such glossy, colorful textbooks when we were kids. Anyway, we in India at that time, we had the most boring looking textbooks. Recycled paper, blurred printing. But now it's very nice, the textbooks. So you go through that quickly, 1 minute. Then questions. What do I want to learn here? Some questions in my mind. See, often what we do is we read the book or we read the chapter and then try to answer questions. But that's no good. Try to have a question and then read the material. Then what happens is your search engine is engaged. I'm looking through this material to find, I'm curious to know the answer to these questions. The next 3-4 pages, will it give me the answer to my question or questions? Curiosity is one of the most powerful urges in human beings. Curiosity. That's why research is so enjoyable. Those who do research in education, if you are studying or teaching, if you're engaged in research, you love it. I mean, it's because you are searching. It's the same thing that a little child has, curiosity. Even a baby has it. Have you noticed, even if a baby is crying, suddenly what will the grown-up's father or mother do? They'll put a little toy in front like this. The crying baby, shouting, screaming, look at it for a while. Again, go back to crying. But for 10 seconds, what is that? Curiosity. We all have that. And unfortunately, what education does, it kills curiosity. How it kills curiosity? Even before a child has asked the question, you're supplying it with information. Even before I'm hungry, you're feeding me continuously. I'll never be hungry that way. Now, what to do? You can't drop out of this education system. What to do is generate your own curiosity. How will you generate your own curiosity? How will you engage that part of your brain? You ask questions. So when I go into this the chapter, I want to know the answers to these questions. Then you will see you will be engaged. So active reading. That's one way of increasing the challenge. Remember, challenge, skill should be equal. What was Swami Vivekananda's recommendation for increasing concentration, power of focus? He said, do whatever you are doing with the fullest possible attention. Now, fullest possible attention, now you have got a lot of information. What is fullest possible attention? 120 bits per second. Do whatever you're doing with the fullest possible attention. How do you do it with the fullest possible attention? Increase challenge, increase skill till they're equal. Skill is more, increase challenge. Challenge is more, break it down till your skill level. So that they're equal always. Then you will automatically get focus. When you play a game of tennis or badminton, you have to focus. Otherwise, the other guy will simply beat you easily. You know you can play a good game if you play really hard. But if you play less than hard, you're going to lose. If you play really hard, what will happen is all your attention and energy will be focused in that activity. So challenge. Increase the challenge till it matches the level of your focus. So Vivekananda says, do whatever you are doing with the fullest possible attention. Normally, what we do is we don't do that. But it's a habit. I remember there was this management consultant who came to one of our schools long ago. This was 20, how many years ago? 1996, 95. So that's 10, 20, 25, 27 years ago. And I asked him to speak to the students about your age, more or less. He had no time at all. So he spoke for 5 minutes. But what he said, I still remember till now. And I'll show you now, and you will remember all your lives. Some of you have seen it maybe. He said to the students there, and you do it with me. You can do it now. You sit straight. Very simple. He said, raise your hands. Raise your hands. And raise them a little more. Okay, you raise them a little more. Put your hands down. This shows us a very big fact about human psychology. See, notice, when I said raise your hands, we all raised our hands. When I said raise your hands a little more, we all raised it a little more, which means the first time we did not raise it to our maximum capacity. The fact about human psychology is, whatever we are doing, we do it less than what we can do. We don't do it as well as we can do. Sometimes, of course, little kids, and I saw the little kids here, if you tell them to raise their hands, they do it to the maximum. But as we get older, when you are 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and from that time onwards, little less, not like this. Whatever we are doing, whether we are studying, thinking, talking to others, working, we are always performing below our capacity. Now, raising hands, there's a limit to it. You can raise little further, no more you can't raise. But in our thinking, in our behavior with others, and in our work, there is no limit to that improvement. The Asian economies, especially Japan, in management studies, people all know the word. One word transformed those economies, especially Japan. And the word is Kaizen. Yes? Those of you know, how many of you know the word? So the grown-up people know, and some of the young people know. Those who have studied maybe business management or economics, so they know a little bit. But it's something that we can apply to our lives. What's the secret? The secret, there's a big fancy word for it. Incremental improvement. Incremental improvement. Incremental means little bit. Improve your life, change your life little bit. Just a little bit. How much? This much. This much, from here to here, this much. And then he said, that management consultant, he told the students there, every day, these three things, head, heart, and hand, improve your head, heart, and hand, your thinking, studying, your feelings for others and behavior with others, and the work that you're doing, and including the play that you're doing. Improve them a little bit daily. How to improve, where to improve, you know better. Because you are the one who's not performing at peak capacity. You know where I can do a little better. It seems in Japanese companies and all, they would have these Kaizen meetings, little circles they would sit around, quality circles they would say, and how to improve wherever we are. It is office, it is factory, it is showroom, how to improve classroom, playground, how to improve it. What little change you can, everybody has to suggest a little bit of change. So, like this, in our own life, do Kaizen. In our own life, do incremental improvement. Concentration, focus, improve a little bit. In focus also, improve a little bit, more concentrated, more focused. Swámí Vivekananda says, do whatever you are doing with the fullest possible attention. Why? I will say that I will study with full attention, but I want to relax. I want to watch a movie. I want to talk with my friends or text them. Why do I need full attention? Again, Vivekananda answers, remember, because it's the same mind. You have only one mind. You have only one mind. One of our senior Swamis, he told a group of students, you know, your dad shaves. So they said, yep. If you take the razor with which he shaves and you sharpen your pencil with it, will he be able to shave with that razor? Nope. Why not? Because it's become blunt. Exactly like that, we have only one mind. If I make it blunt, not able to concentrate, throughout the day, I do whatever the mind wants. Let me see the little bit browse here, all right. Let me text my friend, all right. Let me see my update on social media, all right. Like this whole day is going. In the evening, now I have to do my assignment for school. What will the mind say? I don't want to do it. Why? It's boring. Whole day I did whatever I liked. Now you're telling me to do this boring physics or, whatever it is, English grammar or whatever. No, I won't do it. And if you force the mind, what will the mind do? Fall asleep. Either restless or falling asleep. Now, how to change this situation? Vivekananda says, do whatever you're doing with the fullest possible attention. You will text with fullest possible attention. Talking with a friend, talk with fullest possible attention. Playing a video game, play with the fullest possible. You say, that Swami, no problem. I play with full attention. Yeah, sometimes when there are things which we like and it engages us. Notice why we become very attentive when it's a video game. Now can you apply? Challenge and skill. Huh? Mihai Csikszentmihalyi's idea. Are you intensely absorbed by all video games? No. Same video game, have you noticed they have different levels of difficulty? Level 1, 2, 3, 4, and level 50. So why is the different levels of difficulty? Because at different levels, people will get absorbed. At one level will become very boring for you. You don't want to play that level. Another level, impossible for you. You can't play that level. But as you build up your skill set, at every level, if you are enjoying it, the secret is you have got focus there, flow there. That's why you are enjoying it. If you want that enjoyment in everything in life, match your level of difficulty with your capacity. Whatever you're doing, studying, working, presenting in a classroom, playing a musical instrument, match level of difficulty with your skill set. Keep on pushing up your skill set, pushing up the level of difficulty. You will be focused. You will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. You will have fun. You will do great stuff, deep work like Cal Newport says, and you will have fun. It's important to have fun and important to enjoy it. Why? It's only the things that you have fun, it's only the things that you enjoy that you will continue for the rest of your life.
Become Swami Vivekananda's messenger. Share the video with 3 of your friends.